And as we always do with each monthly meeting, I will begin with reading the mission statement. The New Philadelphia City Schools will provide all students the opportunity to achieve their highest potential to become educated, self-sufficient, and responsible citizens. We are committed to providing every student a diverse, quality education within a safe and secure environment through a dedicated and innovative and highly qualified staff in partnership with parents and the community at large. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Hey, could we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Galantine.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Schrock. Here. Ms. Fontana. Here. Mr. Ricklick.
Present.
Mr. McMath.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, item 2, approval of agenda. Recommendations to approve the agenda of the regular Board of Education meeting, additions or deletions to that agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
May I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions, concerns, or additions to this?
I just need to make one note after the executive session, item 12, there will be no action to follow that executive session.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, no other statements or questions? Okay, we have a roll call, please.
Mr. McMath.
Yes.
Ms. Fontana. Yes. Mr. Galantine.
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock. Yes. Mr. Ricklick.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 3, approve the minutes of the special meeting dated April 7th, 2025, and the regular meeting dated April 14th, 2025. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second those.
Thank you. Any questions, concerns, or deletions? None? All right, thank you. Could we have a roll call on that, please?
Mr. McMath.
Yes.
Ms. Fontana. Yes. Mr. Galantine.
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock. Yes. Mr. Ricklick.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Now my favorite part of these meetings. Item 4, building spotlight, New Philadelphia High School. I will turn it over to my good friend, Mr. Range.
Thanks. All right, I've invited our Ohio Cardinal Conference Leadership Club to present here tonight to you. The club advisors are Mr. Justin Coughlin and Mr. Jesse Candle, and they're going to introduce 2 of our seniors who, by the way, tomorrow is their last day of school. So I did you talk to you a little bit before the meeting started. So what are you guys going to do Wednesday? And they're like, golf. I might sleep in. I might imagine. So these 2 guys have just done a tremendous job for us the last 4 years, and they're obviously 2 of our best leaders in the entire school. And I'm Mr. Coughlin and Mr. Campbell introduce them to you. So here's our OCC Leadership Club.
Thank you, Mr. Range. So as Mr. Range said, I'm Mr. Coughlin. He gave me the honor of leading this club, and it kind of was one of these things where he had an idea of like, this is what we do. We go to some meetings and some conferences throughout the year, and then I kind of wanted to see what you do with it in terms of serving the community. And to be honest with you, I kind of picked that up and kind of ran with it and got some ideas. And I had the luxury of having so many amazing students that just were constantly there to volunteer and help me out and help Coach Candle and I out. And it made our jobs very easy. So basically what the whole idea of this conference, or what this club is, the Ohio Cardinal Conference is our athletic conference, but we branched beyond that, and we decided to send out an email to our club advisors as well as our teams to ask them to nominate some kids that they felt were just extraordinary leaders. And then we, Mr. Range and I, looked at this list and we tried to see who overlapped the most to kind of get a select few of outstanding leaders that we wanted out in our community and within the other teams and schools in our conference to represent New Philadelphia. And we picked about 65, 70 kids that I think do an amazing job of that. The club serves the community through service projects and community outreach, and it also attends conferences, guest speakers, summits to build their leadership skills, and the kids are just constantly there with a smile, and they're constantly doing a great job of wearing that New Philadelphia OCC Leadership Club shirt and just really representing our community in an amazing way that just speaks volumes to the type of kids they are, the type of families that they are from, and just how amazing this community is. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the two seniors that we have. First up, we have Mark Proctor. Mark's just an amazing kid. He does so much. He's an outstanding leader not only within our club, but on the basketball court and within other things within our building. So we're very appreciative of what Mark did for us. And then we have Aiden Matthews. I've had the pleasure of being Aiden's football coach since his freshman year and getting to know Aiden over these last 4 years. And what Mr. Range said about them is exactly right. These are two amazing leaders that do an awesome job of representing our school and leading this club. So I'm going to talk less and let them go ahead and take it over.
Yeah, I think I can speak for both me and Aiden. We had a good time being a part of OCC Leadership Club. And, okay, yeah, I got it. So we had two conferences outside of our school at Ashland High School and Worcester High School. And both of those included just a guest speaker from wherever that district, and they would talk to us about different kinds of leaderships. We had a past WWE star talk about his time and his struggle with cancer and how he fought through adversity, and that is family, I guess. So, moving on.
Okay, so the next thing we did was October. In October, we did a competition with Dover to see who could collect the most socks for the Tuscarawas County Friends of the Homeless. As a district, we ended up collecting over 3,200 pairs of socks. And as I previously mentioned, it was a competition against Dover. And in total, we were able to collect over 5,200 pairs of socks, which is pretty special to see. Both communities, even when they're rivals, come together, helping those in need in this area. Oh, and there's a picture that's Brody Lindsay and Max Steele. They are two other members of the club.
And one of the major things we did, this is one of the first big ones, was the leaf reading event. So we put an advertisement in the newspaper where families could sign up to have their yard raked, or people who needed their yard raked, like the elderly or the disabled, who just had a yard that they couldn't rake by themselves or have family members to do it for them. So in total, we had around 25 yards raked, and it took all day that day. Yards that were really, really tough. And we even had some students show up that were not even in OCC Leadership Club, but decided that they wanted to help too. They wanted to be a part of it. So it was a really good showing of just the sense of community that we have as students towards the elderly and the disabled that we really want to help. So we have a few pictures. We have some football guys that are not in the OCC Leadership Club, but they decided to help, and yeah.
Okay, so the next thing we did, back in December, we had like a half-day leadership conference in-house just with OC students at New Philly. We ended up inviting former MLB pitcher Brucey Gardner to speak to us as well. After that, we ended up going out to serve the community. We took about an hour to do blessings in a backpack right over by the school. And then we ended up having lunch and we had pizza. Yeah, we had pizza as a group. And also, it was Ugly Christmas Sweater Day, so we all got to wear our own ugly Christmas sweaters. I wore a Shrek one, I believe, yeah. That was pretty sweet. And then these are pictures from Blessing the Backpack. There's Mark right there. And yeah, it was a great time to see all of us do that during the holidays. Yeah. So, and then here's our group picture.
So another thing that we decided to do is to give back to the kids in the elementary school, because you never forget that star football player, star basketball player that walks in your elementary school, and it's just like they're a superhero to you. And we want to put that back into our elementary school so that they can look up to us. So we decided to help them out at their Valentine's Day parties, because it just helped out with all the dates, and we decided just to go and help and put forth into the future. We have a few pictures of that. So right there's Parker Rieger and Brady Evans, and then same picture of them with the group as a whole.
Okay, so the next thing we did, we attended the Leaders of Tomorrow Summit over at the PAC. We basically got to go around to different presentations and workshops with local community leaders that basically were encouraging, inspiring us as well as other students in the area to basically, become the best version of ourselves. Just talk to us about life, how to be prepared for, whatever comes our way, and just how to be better leaders and thrive through, any adversity that comes our way.
You won an iPad at that conference, by the way.
I wasn't gonna say
Yeah, that's when I wasn't here.
yeah, so Mark was not at this one, so, this was another event that we attended at the PAC. It was, guest speaker, he was a former college football player as well as Cincinnati Bengal, Galen Elmore. He, was phenomenal. He talked to us about different strategies on how to deal with adversity, and, going into that storm, working together, pushing through when, times get tough and how to come out on top even when things get rough. So he was pretty cool. I'm a Bengals fan, so I thought that was pretty sweet. So, yeah.
So this is stuff that we plan on doing, and it's actually been scheduled. So we plan on, and we've already scheduled tomorrow at the track and field. We plan on helping Central Elementary with their track and field day. We have 6 or 7 members going to help, and a lot of them are track and field players, which is great. I know we have like the Adelmans and Wyatt Lendon, so some kids that if they are interested in track, you get to look up to a couple of kids that are doing great things for our track and field program at the high school. I know that Mrs. France reached out to us and we're going to help out with South Elementary's field days as well. And then with the park day at the end of the school year with Welty. So those are things that we have planned for the rest of this year. And then beyond that, when these guys are no longer with us, they are off in college doing amazing things. Next school year, Mr. Range and Coach Candle and I have all talked about things that we want to do, and we have a plan for like a Halloween trick-or-treat night at Woody Hayes Quaker Stadium. We're going to try to set like tables around, and we're going to invite all the clubs, all the teams that are at our building to put their own table and have like football players wearing jerseys and basketball players wearing their uniforms and band members dressed up in their band gear and all the, like the science club and everything. And they're going to have candy around, and then we talked about inviting like the police officers and the fire department, having like a cool cop car and a fire truck and everything like that, so that the kids can be able to see all that and walk around. And I see an excited face right there. That's what we're hoping for. We want the young kids, the generations that are going to be Quakers of the future, to get excited about being a Quaker and being a part of those clubs and those teams, and to see kids that I remember when I was a kid, I looked up to them like they were heroes and superstars. And that's what we want, and that's what these kids want to do. At the beginning of the year, we had a meeting. What do you guys want to do in the community? And one of the first things, and I believe it was Mark, said, I want to mentor future Quakers. I want the Quakers that are in elementary schools to want to be a Quaker and take pride in being a part of this community. And that means a lot. And that's something that we really take pride in, and something that we are trying to do is build that sense of community. Another thing we talked about was a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, where we were going to have like maybe on Saturday, try to do this as like a fundraising type event. And then maybe even have the championship games as like a before break somewhere assembly. Like half court, the girls championship game, half court, the boys championship game with like Mr. Range and Mr. Johnson coaching or ref in one game, and then like Mr. Jarvis and Mr. Ross ref in the other, and trying to get the crowd to get a little bit excited. So that's something that's still kind of in the works. And then we also tried to do a movie night around Easter, but that's a little bit difficult because the licensing costs are a little bit more shocking than you would imagine. So if you plan on selling tickets, so that's a hurdle we got to jump. But once again, if we can fundraise a little bit more, I think that the price is worth it to serve the community and get everybody to in one place under a Quaker roof to celebrate community. And I think that's always a great thing. So really, that's kind of what our club is. It's all about just serving the community, working together to try to foster leadership within our own building at the high school, but then that leaks into the middle school. It leaks into the elementary schools. And I can talk as much as I want about how awesome this group is, but it can't be done without kids like these two. who have just picked it up and ran with it. No questions asked. I post something on our Google Classroom, I need volunteers. I can guarantee that these two are going to be involved, and I'm going to have 10 to 15 other kids who immediately respond because they want to get out in the community and help people. And that's something that is just, it's amazing for us to have servant leadership. It's just something that will take them beyond the walls of the buildings in the school district. And we're just very grateful, and I really love leading this group. It's one of my favorite things. I'm so grateful that Mr. Range asked me to do it, and we're just very grateful for the time that you guys provided us. And yeah, just thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that gave me chills when Mark said that about mentoring future Quakers. That's awesome. I challenge these guys, to make this club, more of a community outreach type club, because that was one of my goals, is just to have more of a presence. I wanted the high school to have more of a presence in the community, and they've really done that. They've done a great job with that. So I really appreciate these two, and I just can't wait to see where the club goes the next year and beyond that. So great job, guys. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, young men, for what you're doing tonight and all the time, and to let the other kid, young men and women know. We appreciate what you guys have done. Super job. Thank you very much, my friend. Remember Mark, I first met Mark, he's about this big. What's happened? I met you at West School. Your mom brought her over. You were about this long. A little longer now. Thank you both very much. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly.
Just like to know what you two gentlemen have planned for next year.
I'll be attending the Ohio State University this fall, and I will be pursuing a major in exercise science and hopefully going on to grad school and become a physical therapist.
Fantastic.
I'm going to Mount Union for mechanical engineering, and I'll probably be playing golf there.
Congratulations.
Wish you both luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good question, sir. Thank you. All right, our next point is number 5, recognition of the Auditor of State Award.
Yeah, so a couple weeks back, New Philadelphia City Schools Treasurer's Department actually received an award from the Ohio Auditor of State, and I am just going to read the award to you. The Ohio Auditor of State, Keith Faber, presents to New Philadelphia City School District. This award is presented for excellence in financial reporting in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, and compliance with applicable laws for the fiscal year ended 2024. The citizens you represent are well served by your effective and accountable financial practices. Very few districts in the state of Ohio get this award on an annual basis, and on behalf of the Board of Education, we'd like to present this certificate to Treasurer Julie Irwin, and her Treasurer's Department is here as well tonight if they want to stand, because they were part of the award as well. But the District of New Philadelphia thanks you for your work and your service, and we're just very proud of you.
Super job. Wonderful.
Good job, Julie. Awesome job. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very proud of you guys. All right, item 6, public participation. I believe we have one person. Now, the rules on public participation is that each individual person has up to 5 minutes, with a total, if we had 6 people, would be a total of 30 minutes as far as any of them go. But we have Mr. Joe Morris. Mr. Morris, if you'd like to start.
I'm here tonight to dispute a comment made by Superintendent Westbrook in the April 11th Times Reporter article about the indictment of Brandon Curry. In reference to the accusations made about Brandon Furby, she stated, "We take all such allegations seriously and responded promptly by engaging an outside investigator to conduct a thorough review." This is simply not true. She did not take my original allegations seriously and did not respond promptly. In an August 26th email to Assistant Superintendent Jeff Williams, I wrote, quote, "After going through this difficult process over the last several months, we decided to reach out to some former band members to see if our observations are unique or if there's a cultural problem with the band. We realized our experiences are not unique. The touching by Mr. Furby and me in an inappropriate context seemed to have been part of the band culture. Many former band members expressed disgust, but also indicated they have moved on and don't want to share their experience with the administration. There was one story, however, that was shared with us by multiple individuals that we believe was too disturbing not to share with the administration. We were told by multiple people that Brandon Furby, band staff member and son of Mr. Furby, sent inappropriate communications to a student, name redacted, either via text or Snapchat around the year 2019, plus or minus 1 year. It is our understanding that multiple students have seen these pictures. We don't have proof of this, but this incident seems to have been broadly known. We don't know, name redacted, and don't think it is appropriate for us to contact her about the situation. We just felt the story was very disturbing and believe it is another example of how the culture in the band is dangerous to the students. Mr. Williams did not take the information seriously and he did not act promptly. I did not appreciate the response I received from Mr. Williams, in which he encouraged me to, quote, "Use your story of strength to convince other parents to speak up and contact the school district as well so that we can address these situations in a timely manner," end quote. It shouldn't be the school policy to make parents seek out other parents to back up their accusations of abuse. I was completely shocked that that was the school's response, so I forwarded the email to Mrs. Wentworth and expressed my disappointment in Mr. Williams' response. Mrs. Wentworth called me and I had a verbal conversation with her about the allegations. She was fully aware of the allegations against Brandon Furby, allegations that Brandon would later admit during police interrogation. At that time, Mrs. Wentworth did not take my allegations seriously and she did not act promptly. It would be 4 months until pictures would surface and be forwarded to the school's attorney in the New Philadelphia Police Department. To the best of my knowledge, no actions were taken to protect the children from Brandon Furby for 4 months after my initial report. There are plenty of excuses being made about why my initial reports of abuse were ignored. We have been told that my wife and I were complaining a lot about the band. As you know, this is true. We were complaining a lot about the band, but everything we complained about was true and serious. A band staff member was showing up to practice under the influence of alcohol, and the band director did not report this. Our complaints of verbal abuse and bullying by that staff member made to the band director were ignored. The band director regularly touches and rubs the kids and participates in massage circles where he both gave and received massages from the students. Added to all this were the allegations that the son of the band director was sharing nude photos with the student, which again he later admitted to during police interrogation. The administration's actions are the same as ignoring someone yelling fire because they complained of smoke all day. In the end, the administration did not take my accusations seriously and did not respond promptly. If they had, the children would have had 4 fewer months exposed to Brandon Furby. I further question why my complaint about Brandon Furby did not fall under the legal requirements of mandated reporting. Tonight, I'm asking the board to please take actions to change our school policies and procedures related to student and staff relationships and how the administration responds to allegations of abuse. I have plenty of suggestions, but 5 minutes isn't enough time to articulate them, and I fully understand that I'm persona non grata around here. I'm always open to discussing my thoughts if anyone is interested. The fact is that if nothing is changed, this abuse will happen again. Finally, I know there are other parents and students that knew about the abuse and chose not to report it. Based on what my family and I have gone through over the past year, I completely understand this decision. This past year has been very difficult for us as we withstood attacks and allegations from those that have supported the status quo. I have been accused of acting out in spite. I can assure you that my sole purpose has been to protect the children. That's it, full stop. Even though I removed my family from the danger, I could not in good conscience leave other children exposed. If that brings pain and discomfort to my family, I gladly accept those consequences. I again ask this board to please effect meaningful change so that other parents are not afraid to come forward and report abuse in our schools. And when they do, those reports of abuse, that their allegations are truly taken seriously and corrective actions are truly made promptly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. right, the rest of the meeting is going to be all that fun technical stuff. So this is a great time if you want to kind of slide out the door. Please go ahead, feel free to do so. All right,
The numbers ready, Joel. The numbers.
item 7, treasurer's report. I'll go ahead and turn it over.
Give me 1 minute to get hooked up here. Oh, yeah. I need one of them.
We'll see what we can do Christmas time.
Oh, yeah.
I want new technology.
Okay, so someone's in here. Stand by.
You can stand wherever you like.
Okay, thank you. So tonight it's the May forecast time. Every year in November and May, we're required to present the forecast publicly. So this is our forecast for this evening. Now, to start this all off, if you follow anything about school district funding, you know that there's been a lot of talk about how the Senate, the House of Representatives, everyone is attacking school district funding. My 5-year forecast is going to show the House version of what's being introduced into law. Senate is still in session. There's been nothing determined. And as of right now, this is where I know that we could stand today. I can only report what we know. So the first line on here is our general property tax. Again, this is a line item where the Senate is really looking at making some changes. We're crossing our fingers that all falls through. But as of today, in 2026, we will have $16,368,742 in property tax revenue. That's an increase of about 12 to 13%. Which is generally what happened throughout our county. Public utility personal property taxes follow that general property tax revenue, and so does the state share of local property taxes. For 2025, our state unrestricted grants and aids and our restricted grants and aids are almost 16 million, and that's these two lines added together. Those line items are changed by the House of Representatives. So the House proposed, instead of increasing the Fair School Funding Plan, which we should have gotten a phased-in increase, would have given us a lot of additional money. They proposed that we only see 1 to 3% increase, and so we got a minor increase, but at least we're going to get for 2026. We got a minor increase. All other revenues at $1.1 million. Those are the little revenues we get, like we get some donations occasionally. We get money from being a sponsored school for QDA and KPA. So that's what's on that line item. Our personal services at $20 million, that's what we're going to come in at for the end of this school year for salaries. And we employ about 600 people by the time we do W-2s at the end of the year. Employees' retirement and insurance benefits. In 2025, that's $8.6 million. In 2026, our insurance benefits are going to go up 17.2%. That's so keen. Since I've been here, the highest percentage increase we've ever gotten was 13, and we're going to get 17.2% increase in our benefits. Part of that is because there is so much more health issues. We have people with cancer, we have people that have all kinds of issues, and those claims rates increase. But the other part of it, we're gonna start looking at educating our staff members on using our teledoc to try to get our claims rate down, things like that. So we're gonna try to get some control over what we can control. Our purchase services, we're at $3.8 million in 2025, and I flatlined them for the rest of the forecast. Supplies, this year, we're gonna come in at about $2 million. Next year, we're gonna go back down to 1.3 million. We had a lot of curriculum purchases. We purchased Chromebooks for 2026 in 2025 because of the tariffs. And so that's why we're having a bubble on our supplies, because that's where we purchase Chromebooks as well. Next year, we won't need our Chromebooks. The following year, we'll get back to leveling out, and hopefully tariffs will be gone by then. Capital outlay, we're running about $300,000, and that is where we purchase one bus. The other bus, we get 2 buses a year. The other bus is purchased out of PI funds, which are not included in the forecast. Other objects, incidentally, down here, Mr. Ricklick, you were asking about how much it costs us to put something on the ballot. That's where you would find that in line 4.3. You can see that we have 2 bubbles there, 25 and 26, and the expectation is being on the ballot, so that's going to increase that. That's where that would show up. Okay. All in all, the 5-year forecast, we're going to end this 5-year forecast, if all things come true, at negative $9.5 million. So what we are hoping for is that the Senate comes through for us and we get some relief from the Senate. We're going to have to wait and see, right? Another notable line item is our excess of revenue over expenditures. If you look, after this year, we start negative spending. And so we may also have to look at some things that we have to take out of our budgets. So there will be more to come on that. Does anybody have any questions?
Joel, I don't know if you'd be able to forecast this, but with the Fair School Funding Plan, would our number here look like this, or would it
Oh,
look
no.
drastically different?
It would look drastically different.
Okay.
And I can produce that. However, I didn't know you were gonna ask.
No, I didn't know I was going to ask it either.
But it would be drastically different. We would not have that negative.
Right.
Was November's numbers, did that include the fair school funding or no?
Yes, it did. November's numbers, I was preparing in November for the biennium budget, which begins in July. Hearing that the governor was going to make some changes, I, instead of including full phase-in in November at 83.33%, I only included 66%. At this time, we're not even getting 66% phase-in. So that's why, if you compared this forecast to November's forecast, you see a completely different picture of the district.
Okay.
Other questions?
End of June is when we should know what's going to happen.
Typically, usually around June 21st, 22nd, the Senate comes and votes on it. And that following week, going into July, we'll know for sure where we stand. And we'll have a better picture of the district at that time. If we stay on this path, there's a chance that we would have to go back for new money or cut services somewhere.
So I think if your school matters to you, right Senator Al Landis, let him know. Let him know.
Friday, I had a meeting that included the BASA legislative liaison, and to him, there appears to be some conversation and movement in the Senate that they may consider the school funding plan again. not at the phase-ins that they had originally anticipated, at a slower rate, but that it is not quite as dead in the water as it was with the House. So there is some reason for hope.
Good news. Let's hope. Thank you, Julie.
Get over here.
Yep.
The rest of my report. Okay, so I'm asking this evening that you approve the April 2025 financial statement, the key indicator, the cash flow, the check register, and the bank reconciliation. All balances are in balance. I'm asking for the approval of the resolution for Huntington National Bank credit card. I'm asking you to approve the purchase of 312 Dawson Lane in the amount of $65,000 plus closing costs. I'm asking for the approval of shared use agreement with Tuscarawas County Board of DD for the garage at 518 Church Street Southwest for bush washing only in the amount of $425 a month. Approve the agreement for the Wynn Custom Courts and Gyms in the amount of $11,496 for the middle school scoreboard. Approve Johnson Controls Service Agreement in the amount of $39.87. Approve the scope of work agreement with Course and Fire and Security in the amount of $26,015.93. Approve the agreement with Nature's Classroom for sixth grade camp. Approve FMLA for Rick Ricer beginning April 11th. Approve the following donations, and you will notice that for the press box, the Quaker Club donated the money to repair the press box. You approved last month the invoice for that press box. I'm asking you to approve some amended certificate of estimated resources and amended appropriations and the 5-year forecast as presented.
All right, thank you. Okay, do I have a motion
Move.
and a second?
Second.
Okay, do I have any questions, concerns?
Can I make a couple clarifications?
Yes.
The resolution for Huntington National Bank credit card, we currently are with First National Bank of Denison, and occasionally we have had bus loads of students get out of state and had trouble with that card, and I've ended up here on a Saturday evening trying to get rooms for people. Huntington has a government card that's going to stop that. The other thing is the purchase of 312 Dawson Lane. This gentleman lives out west somewhere. He's a federal agent and he's interested in selling this house. This was a family home, and the county assessed value is up over 80,000. He was happy to sell it at 65,000. And there was another thing I wanted to point out. Nope, that's it.
Super. Okay, we've got the motions, we've got discussions. Okay, we have a roll on that.
Can I just
Oh,
make
I apologize, yes.
comment there? I just think in light of the purchase of the home on Dawson, I think we did not, of course, we didn't get what we wanted from the bond vote. But I'm of the opinion, I think it's important that we continue to try to, that we continue to look at adjacent properties to our school and for school use. And so this continues the mission that I think that we have all kind of agreed to in trying to look at properties as they come available and for the school for the future. Just having, I think it's important for us to continue to have foresight into that, into what we are going to need moving forward.
Thank you. Are there any other? Okay, we'll have to roll on that, please.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. The next item is the resolution authorizing the school district board to participate in the Ohio Facilities Construction Commission Classroom Facilities Assistance Program. This is the CFAP program that everybody's been hearing about. And after the motion, I'll let Mrs. Wentworth maybe do some more explaining.
Okay, so do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
Second? Okay, so go for it.
All right, so as you all know, we have been on the ballot twice to try and pass local dollars to help fund our new master facility plan. That program was under the Expedited Local Partnership Program, in which we were going to have to fully fund our portion of the elementary building upfront and then wait for the state to reimburse us at the time that we became CFAP eligible. Time to be unknown at that point, they said probably within 5 years. So the bond issue that was on the ballot was to fully fund that elementary building. However, the 5 years has turned into a little more than one, and we are now CFAP eligible upon final approval by their controlling board in July. So this is a new approval from the state that we have to agree to. And the difference here is that they are going to give us the state portion of the funding upfront. The state is going to give us $80 million towards our facility master plan, which means we will be able to move forward with construction of both the elementary and the high school building if we can raise our local share. So this resolution is to agree to move forward with the process of raising our local share, to accept their offer, which will not become final until the controlling board meets in July. At that point, when the offer becomes final, we will have 16 months to raise our local share. So assuming that we do that, this will fully fund our facility master plan for our district for pre-K through 12. And again, it's $80 million they are giving us.
Now, for clarification, we would not get the 80 million unless the levy passed.
Right.
It's not like we could get that 80 million and go do our thing with
That is correct.
Okay.
The receipt of the 80 million is conditional upon us raising what we need to raise for our local share.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions, concerns, clarifications? Okay, that's excellent news. Okay, we had a motion on it, please. So roll call, please.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Absolutely, yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 8, personnel.
And once again, we have a rather lengthy personnel section, but I do want to draw your attention to a few items. Starting with retirements, we have retirements of 3 longtime employees of our district. Also notice that Lori Hall is an administrator, so under the new rules of STRS, she is able to move that retirement up and will be done at the end of her school year, which is the end of June for her. So I want to thank each of those employees for their service to the district and the students' lives that they have positively impacted. Some resignations at the end of the school year. We are hiring some certified help this summer for alternative instruction and extended school year. Have some new classified staff members, a supplemental correction for Leslie Seats, and summer custodial help. And then I want to draw your attention to a certified hire for 25-26, Elena Wirtz, recommending her to be hired for a kindergarten teacher here at East. Elena is here with us tonight, along with her husband. So she did a fabulous job. Looking forward to having her join our team here at East Elementary.
Wonderful.
Also have a correction to a contract from last agenda, and then would like to make recommendations to issue the contract for our classified staff. You will see the listing there in the agenda, as well as continuing on a long supplemental list for next school year. Couple more substitutes, a few more volunteers, and at the end of the list are 4 students who are going to do some pre-service observation in our classrooms, pending board approval. That I'd like a recommendation to approve these personnel changes.
So move. I'll be the second.
Great, thank you. And so we have a roll call, or I'm sorry, are there any questions or concerns? Okay, then we'll have a roll call.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine?
Yes,
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Motion carries.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, yes.
Just a heads up, if there's a Ramona Schrock on your roster, I'm so sorry.
And if your principal ever bothers you, let me know.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, thank you all very much. Please here, item 9, committee and representative reports.
Just draw your attention to the Business Advisory Council information and minutes located at the ESC website link in the agenda.
Thank you. Item 10, a assistant superintendent report.
We have the approval of the QDA and QPA financial reports.
Do I have a motion to accept his report?
So move.
In a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana? Mr. Galantine?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Super. All right, item 11, superintendent's report.
They start out with very exciting, approve the list of the class of 2025 graduates for graduation, pending completion of all requirements. Ask that you approve the 25-26 elementary handbook. So be the first reading of board policy IGBLA promoting parental involvement. We tabled that last meeting to review it more closely. Approve the non-routine field trip for the speech and debate team to attend the national competition, which will be held this summer. And then the second reading and adoption of multiple board policies as listed in your agenda. The first reading was held at our last meeting.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second, please? I'll second it. Okay, any questions, concerns, discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. McMath?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine?
Yes.
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Mrs. Fontana?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. All right, item 12, executive session. This is to consider the investigation of charges, complaints against a public employee
With no action to follow.
with no action to follow. Do I have a motion?
Move.
And a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have roll call, please?
Mrs. Schrock?
Yes.
Ms. Fontana?
Yes.
Mr. Galantine?
Yes.
Mr. Ricklick?
Yes.